August 21st, 2018, Royal Palm Beach Strikers Soccer Board Meeting.
Please stand for the pledge. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, welcome everybody. Call to order, 6:32 p.m. Corinne Corbacero.
Here.
Fernando Casal.
Here.
Sean O'Connor.
Here.
Myself, Mal Hassan. Our treasurer, Amy Santiago, is running a little behind schedule. She'll be here. And our secretary, Sue Palma, will not be joining us this evening. Village liaison, Cheryl Sawyer.
Here.
All righty. Reading and approval of previous month's minutes. Who would have that?
I emailed them to everybody. However, when I emailed them out, Amy gave me a couple corrections. So I emailed them back. So I think we should actually approve them next month. Where everybody has a chance to look at them.
All right, fair enough. So we'll accept and approve those revised minutes at next month's board meeting. President's report. I am now in the process of creating teams for the fall rec season. Nice number, decent number. Again, the younger age groups a little light. So again, we're gonna have to put our thinking caps on and try to figure a way out to pick up the numbers over there. Also having some issues with having more kids in certain age groups than we have coaches, and we're trying to figure something out where it's not going to create too many subs on a team. I'd like to actually have in a couple of the age groups 8 teams as opposed to 6 teams, so that we can do what we need to do. Treasurer's report.
Well, Amy's on her way, so we'll get
All
to
right,
that.
so we will put that aside. DOC report, again, just looking for coaches for the rec season. Looking for, and we're in the process. Can you go grab that guy and tell him to come back? Thanks. That's it. Nothing to report on that. Registrar referee report. Shanoy's not here, so we'll move forward. Open comments from membership. Anybody have any open comments? Okay, no, we're good. Unfinished business, goals, locks.
This is great. I went and bought 4 packs of 4 locks from Lowe's. And then I opened each pack individually and spray painted them different colors and put them on the goals. And it turns out they all have the same key.
Wow.
What?
They're all the same key. The same key opens all of them.
So we won't
You think
know.
the pack? I mean, I know there's only so many different kinds of keys you have, but the 4 packs I got have the exact same key. So we're just going to keep them color coded, and so we're good. We're locked. We're locked up and everything. I bought the extra set of wheels, so there should not be a problem.
All righty.
Yeah, but that can create another problem for us.
Well, it's still color coded, so we'll have an idea which ways what's going
Yeah,
on.
but you can go in the field and use different
Any-
goal and screw somebody else.
You can.
I'll do a play it by ear type of thing if we start having issues where it's like.
Then I'll start
Really
buying.
good
I'll buy
awesome.
more. I'll buy
More
different kinds of
boxes.
locks.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I know it's one day that we have one field unlocked, right?
Yeah. That was last Thursday night.
All righty. So we'll get to working on that a little bit more, I
I
guess.
can't believe that. I just.
Also, with regards to keys, how many keys are currently out there for the concession stand?
For the concession stand itself.
Well, concession and back room. It's
4, 5, 6, 7. Richard 7,
all right.
because I did that.
All righty. And Cheryl, I was going to ask if is it at all possible for us to be able to have a key for the restrooms.
We do
So
have
that-
key.
Keys for the
Do we? Where are they? I don't even,
I gave you one years ago.
No, I remember, but after that they changed it, no?
I have a key to the restroom.
know.
I'll make you
I have
another
a key.
copy.
and it works?
I remember I have it before.
Pretty sure.
Okay, we need to keep one in the concession stand, because I
Okay.
keep getting calls saying, they're closed, and then,
Okay.
and then I'm trying to get a hold of,
Can I get one?
people at the.
So I can put it-
Yeah,
I
I'll-
think that's when
and
Sean's not there. If Sean goes away and nobody's there to open up the bathrooms. And because they know that you have a key, so they don't bother
Sometimes
coming
that
in
happens, yeah.
Because they feel that you would open them.
All right, so we do have one then.
Yeah,
All right, and how many are there? Again, I want to really, really
least
keep
two.
track of keys.
there's at least two. I know I gave you one years ago, but,
All
I
right,
remember I
so-
had one long time ago, but
okay, well, I'll make a couple more
You
copies.
know how recently
The
the keys
key
have been
only
changed?
opens the restroom, right?
Correct.
yes.
As far as I know.
Do you know how long ago?
I
it's
don't.
been since-
But I can find out.
I remember because when we play
Last
reg,
season
I
you
closed the
gave me one,
bathrooms.
I think.
I left.
All right.
So that's
All righty. All right, moving forward, FYSA AGM, Amy, if you want a quick little status of what you guys experienced over there while you visited.
I said I should maybe let Fernando say something, but so we chose a few classes that we thought might be interesting, and we got a little bit of information, but there was one for sure about the registering tournaments and stuff that we went to for GOT Soccer, and that had a lot of good information that we all were like, oh, okay, so now we have an idea of when we want to set up a
that's for
a tournament.
tournaments and for the leagues.
All right,
yeah, and stuff like that.
I never
so.
see that before over there, so
all right,
that's good.
good.
Yeah, so that was good. And then, as far as the voting went and everything, probably you see the stuff on FYSA as far as who the new people are and
Yeah, the
stuff, but
people,
I can show you the
people I'm not
changes later.
concerned with, just that one with the voting privileges, what did that end up?
Oh, that went the way that we wanted it to. Where is that? Okay, so they were trying,
Which was
that-
it was rejected then, correct?
right, the motion failed, right, so it's gonna stay as it is, that each affiliate has one vote for every 15 players registered with FYSA.
That's what it currently is. For every 15
they were
kids
trying to-
registered, you get one vote. What they were proposing is for every
Well-
250, basically, you get one vote. And I'm like, no, because
That
that
was
gives us
the,
less
that was the
power.
first, and then they revised it to changing it to 50. So they did revise the amendment, shall we say, but that still failed, so it's still
Good.
left at the 15.
And as is right now, the reason I was opposed to that is because currently we are one of like the top 5 strongest voting members in the state. So believe it or not,
That's
any
because
major-
of the rec or rec and competitive.
combined.
There's a rec.
Because of, but it's combined.
So any major rule changes, like where they can't use their feet this year or something? Nothing? No? Okay, I'm just curious, because you never know.
They can't use their toes.
Yeah.
Yeah. All righty.
Yeah, nothing like really, I mean, there's obviously a few that, there was lots of discussion about and stuff or whatever, but for the most part, everything that the committee recommended, that's the way things went. And then if some of the stuff was withdrawn.
Well,
so
a
we
lot
didn't
of
have
it,
to
a
worry
lot of
about
it, from what I
so-
was able to see, has to do with personal agendas. So there was a board member at Palm Beach Gardens who called out other board members with regards to illegal dealings and, supposedly taking money, and it was a big ordeal. They removed him and his kid from the program. That guy went on to become like the district rep down here, whatever, and blah, blah, blah. And they said that they wanted something proposed where you can't have, if people perceive something as a conflict of interest, you can't have a higher position, because now all of a sudden you have a problem with our club, now you have a high position with the state affiliate.
You're talking about Palm Beach League and
Yeah, so
let me ask you something.
So he had to step down from the Palm Beach League, and he
So-
also had to step down,
For both.
No, because he was running for like a high up position, so he gave up the league stuff so that he can
Remain on the higher.
continue his pursuit of the.
Let me ask you something, Mel. The guys in the board in South Florida, it's the same situation, right? Because they are in the FISA.
But they're not. They don't hold offices within FISA.
Oh, really?
They don't do that. So.
Shinoi's gonna be here at 7, he just texted me.
All
So
right.
we got our registrar coming.
All right, good. All right, so move forward, new business, team building, like I said, that process is underway. I'm about, let's see, I have until Thursday, and, we're about, I'm about 75% complete, with building the teams, and I'm also about, probably about 8 coaches short. So, which leads us to our next thing, and I spoke with Sean prior to the meeting about this, just to see, brainstorm or whatever like that. Hold on 1 second, just because I don't want to keep you waiting. Can you write a check out for him and just give her the invoice and she'll write a check out right now. I just don't want to keep you waiting. I know you have other things to
Is this
do.
rec or comp related?
Comp. Coupon books. All right. Good. All right.
Yeah, no,
All right. And again, normally with that, we go a lot bigger. And let Dana know that there was just a lot of miscommunication this year. Normally, we do about 4 times more of that. Yeah. It was supposed to get sent out, or it did get sent out, or something happened where people didn't respond. And I just got so fed up, I just said, the heck with it, we're not gonna do it at all. But then there are some people that actually wanna do it, and that's why I reached out and asked for a few of them. Alrighty. Getting back to what I was saying, so I had spoken with Sean earlier in the meeting, seeing if there is anything that we can do in addition to letting the coach's kid play for free, like some type of incentive just to get people to come out and volunteer to coach, because it's at the end of the day, I mean, they're the faces of the program, so and if we don't have enough out there, it doesn't look good for all of us. And if we do have them out there, we have to make sure they're good people.
Well, some of the coaches, a lot of they're not comfortable with coaching because they don't know much. And I just wanted to say, at AGM there was a Moti Sports, which is an app that you can put on your phone, you can put on a tablet, and they can set up teams. It's a 3D coaching tool, so you can set up your practices, and it gives you the whole set of the practice. And it shows you drills in a 3D. You could put your finger on the phone and just like twirl the player around, watch how they're doing the drill. I think it would be a good incentive to possibly offer some coaches. It could be pricey if you do it.
I think that's great. I think that's at the rec level.
Yeah.
And again, with volunteers, I think you can get the same. You just Google anything. You just
Okay.
do a search.
yeah, but
soccer
that
drills,
requires effort.
It just
I mean, no, I'm serious,
This is a whole program geared towards
under,
it, so-
under 6 soccer
If you
drills.
if you do it on a team basis, for a rec team, it was $50 per team. It was $7 per player if you did it for the whole club. So it's expensive for the whole club, and I
Why
was
not just a price for the club, regardless
Well,
of the
yeah,
size?
$7 a kid for the
$7
whole
per
club.
kid for the whole club.
So you're looking at $3,500.
Yeah, but I'm saying, why are they putting it at a price per kid though?
Why? So that they can get the whole club on it as opposed to a per team
I believe there's a
basis.
profit motive in volunteer.
Yeah.
Not sure.
All right, so if anybody comes up with any ideas, in
My
addition
idea
to that.
Putting it out to the parents.
Yeah, and I bet you guys don't see it, but I send out lots of emails to age group specific, members asking for coaches. So you wouldn't have seen it. I don't
wouldn't
think
see it.
any of you, Amy may have seen one of them, because like me asking for volunteer coaches, because she has a kid in one of the age groups. So
Well, like I was saying before, though, if you put it out and say, right now, we have 6 coaches, and this is how many kids are gonna be on a team. If we get 2 more coaches, it's gonna go down to this. It's up-
What age divisions are you looking?
We're good, you're all set? All right, we are, thank you.
What are you, 10?
U10 boys, we need 1. U12, we need 2.
Yep. U14, you need 3.
U14, we need 3.
Great. And U18, you need 2.
And U18, we need 2. So how many is that altogether?
I wasn't counting.
8.
That's 8, so I was right when I said 8. So, again, the number, I mean, we have great numbers in the 12s and 14s, real happy with that, which means they're gonna be around for a while. Also, when Shinoy comes here also, maybe Sean, throw at him the idea of,
U19?
I'd like to at least extend that, you know, it's 17, 18, 19, keep all 3 together. You know, get that extra year in there at least for
Because
the
that's,
spring season.
we're losing seniors in high school with the birth year being this way. I mean, some kids have, I talked to one parent, and their son turns 18 in December.
So we'll be able
It's
to
like-
get all those kids back for the spring if that's
Yeah, it would
not an
be-
issue.
Okay.
All right,
Back to my report.
yes. Oh, I'm sorry.
Since we're here.
Yes, I'm sorry. Let's go
Okay, I had
back
to
to the
drop off my
treasurer's report.
Okay. Use that as the excuse this time. Okay, so for the recreational checking, the beginning balance was 16,701.80. Ending balance 28,560.4, sorry, .92. The savings started at 30,132.85 and ended at 40,134.42 because we transferred about 10 grand over there just to not have it sitting in the checking. So, there you go.
All righty.
You didn't write them all down.
I tried.
Look,
it's
I
going too
have my
fast.
handy dandy cheater.
I got the checking one. Everything was too fast and I skipped
I know,
it.
she's very fast.
Sorry.
Okay,
Well, I
a
bring
motion to
back-
accept the treasurer's report for the month of July with an ending balance of $28,564.92. The savings balance is $40,134.42.
That's it for now.
That's it for that. Okay.
I second.
Back.
Okay, so motion by me. Second by Corinne.
Yes.
All in favor?
All in favor? Any opposed? All righty, financial reports for the rec program, will be accepted and approved. And, alrighty, moving forward, got soccer access. Everybody understands with got soccer, when you have access to that, you sign something, and we sign something, and it's all privileged information, very personal, private information that shouldn't be getting shared with anybody. And without the administrator's approval of somebody having access to Got Soccer, that should not occur at all. Everybody's on the same page with that. We don't give usernames out, passwords out, whatever. I actually had to go in there and delete an account that I never created. And so I don't even want to know who did it or what's going on, but we can't do that. All right, period. And again, I have to sign a lot of stuff saying that the people that have access, that I'm swearing that I've approved them, and, you know, so it is what it is on those. Switching directions real quick, field conditions over at Cats. Cheryl, if you wanted to forward this over to, you know, whoever would appreciate this stuff. Field 7, which is Zone 2, is horrible at Cats. And I was under the impression that that whole field was being redone. It is now no longer level. It has little Yeah, whatever you wanna call them, little holes all over the place, and by holes, I'm not talking like irrigational type things, but where your dips, it's like, and also, if you look at it, it appears where there's patches of grass patches of sod that have been replaced as opposed to the whole field being resodded. And I don't know, Sean, were you able to see when was it the whole thing
I've seen
resodded?
patches, yeah.
But was the whole thing resodded, or does it appear as if just portions?
No, just patches.
Just
Yeah,
patches,
We are
yeah.
there.
Yeah, and it's already, it looks like the season just ended and nobody's been on the field. I mean, it looks really bad. And, just pass that along, whatever system was used this time around, I would not recommend using that same system. And I think it's gonna ultimately cause more damage to that field in the long run, whatever was done, than probably not having done anything at all to it and just letting it sit. But again, it's no longer level and it's just patchy and it just doesn't feel or look right. All right, Sean,
Nope. Registrar.
we'll catch him on the other
Well, we
side.
got questions about rec.
Oh, that's right. Mr. Shinoy, if you can step up. Shinoy Ragaraj, our registrar.
You walked in just at the wrong
reassigner.
time.
Please introduce yourself, sir.
Shinoy Ragaraj.
Referee assigner.
Yeah, all the stuff it says on there.
Yeah. It says referee assigner.
All righty, real quick, if you want to just say, classes for the referee stuff and all that stuff, that's being done online now, so we
Online.
don't need to wait for dates or anything
They
like
just
that.
Sign up, go online, do it. The urgency is, especially if they're 16 and younger, is to do it as soon as possible, because if they pass the test, they're eligible, as long as supplies are still there, the referee association is providing them with a startup kit for free, which is about $100 value.
All right.
So if you're on,
And so our first games are going to be on the 8th,
15th.
September 15th?
oh, wow, okay.
Is it
Well, we can't get
15th?
on the fields till the 1st, which is a Saturday. And then we got Memorial Day. Yeah.
Labor
The
Day.
game's Saturday.
Saturday, the 15th,
No, the competitor.
on the 8th. Yeah, that has nothing to do with anything.
No, 20. This Saturday.
No.
That's competitive, though.
That's
nothing-
competitive,
nothing. So, what I want to ask, so if we start on the 15th for rec, when do you want people contacting you for assignment?
For rec, I'll send out something, an email. I'll probably do it this week, actually. So
All right,
if they're a registered referee, they should be getting it.
all right. And then we have competitive, Fernando will take care of, you're good with the way he's been contacting you with the referee assignments and all that stuff for
Yeah.
our competitive games and all that?
I mean, we haven't had any so far for this year. But
All right, well, you know what I mean, in the past.
yeah, the other thing I'd say is just, as always, try to tell the coaches to minimize the game changes. Make the schedule, stick to it. I mean,
All right. Hey, this is something, with wearing the registrar hat. At the end of every season, I'm seeing something being created, a team being created in GOT soccer, like a pool of players, rec pool or something like that. Are you doing that?
I'm trying to think. No, I don't do it. I just keep it by the teams that are there.
Okay, at the end of every season, a team pops up, or not a team, a group, well, it's under the team section, but it's a group of kids, and it's called something like recreation pool,
Recreation pool, I've seen it.
and it has all of the kids in there. And now here's my question. What's happened every year is, I believe we're getting billed for the registration of every kid that's put in that recreation pool, which is the whole kid for the season. Additionally, as we register them, we're getting billed. So it's like every season, we get double billed by FYSA for some reason.
You should only be getting billed on the players that are uploaded onto the FYSA system. And that's the only ones I do, and those are the ones that are actually on the teams. So it's done by when I generate the roster for the team, and I upload those.
No, we're just talking rec right now.
I know, same thing for rec. You'll see them go over into rec. What has happened in the past, and I know I had to do it in one season because it wasn't allowing me for the U19 group was creating an error. So I had to dump essentially into an open age format and put them all in one to register them. But that should have only been that 1 year. So
Yeah,
I'm trying to look at it right
what
now.
because what happens every season, I'll go in to start working on the next season. And when I start to get rid of previous season teams, I notice that this rec pool team is always in there, and it'll contain like, 400 or 500 kids in it. Well, if they're being put on that team like that, that means we're getting hit, whether it's GOT Soccer, FYSA, somebody's hitting us there when we've already been getting hit for them individually when we did it during the season.
Yeah, I mean, it shouldn't be, I'm trying to take a look at it right now to see.
We'll have to, Amy's gonna have to look at that too, see if we.
Yeah, she did mention it to me, but I was like, as far as I
Are we
know,
getting double charged?
Ask a question. Is it coming up under the exact same association name, business name? Or is one Strikers and one's,
No, I don't, I haven't even taken it that far.
Yeah.
I'm just seeing it from an input, standpoint,
Okay.
and I wanna know, are we being charged at all? Like, why, number one, who's creating that team?
that's what I'm.
Or who's creating that group of people? And by doing so, does that mean we're getting double hit?
That's just in the end of the
Okay.
season?
Yeah, that's when it comes up. It's almost like they're being prepared for something. I don't know, does this have something to do possibly, Shinoy, with our votes? The number of kids that are registered, does that have to get submitted or
It's just a
something?
total number of registrations, so it doesn't really matter. Because your votes are not, it's not ever based on recreational, it's just numbers. So if you had, I'm just gonna use a number, 1,000 players roughly. Forgot what the formula is for that.
But does that 1,000 player, does that list of 1,000 players have to get sent to FYSA? And could it be possibly that you're generating that to send to FYSA so they know our numbers?
No, they'll automatically know it because it's gonna take, 11 from one team, 13 from another, 12 from, it just looks at the total numbers on the.
All right, so
on
that
the
nothing
roster.
needs to be submitted specially for that then?
No, nothing
I
needs to
think
be
the next
done.
time it happens, we have to call or GOT Soccer.
Got soccer, we
I'm
did,
looking.
he said they'd look into it. And I
Yeah, I'm looking at it, I don't see that pool team, that's why I like,
Yeah, no, I don't know, Amy can look
I mean-
into that also.
it's a relatively simple formula. You look at the number of rec players times, I believe it's $9 per rec player, roughly. $10 a rec player, so you multiply that by the number of rec players you have, and that should be your bill. And then you have to pay GOT Soccer for it, too. That's like another $3 a player, so.
Well, that went up to $4 or something now,
whatever.
or
So,
nickel
I
and
mean,
diamond.
I don't really look at the billing aspect of it in that aspect. I just know once the players are registered properly, we're good. I haven't seen a duplication of the thing. The only thing I will tell you, and I did mention this to Amy, is when we move players around, like I know last season I had to take players rec, competitive, then they go back to their rec team, then they go back to competitive.
We get hit each one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're getting a 20 plus, and it goes back, and it's
I saw
not,
that.
It's not a 20, and
It's
there's-
it's a smaller
Yeah.
rate, but nonetheless, we're getting
Yeah,
hit.
but
So
doesn't-
one kid could cost us like,
It doesn't
$40.
matter. Yeah, I mean, but that, like, stuff like that happens, so I don't have a control over that, but that's why I thought, like, I can't remember which team it was, but there's one team that had me move, like, one kid, like, 6 times.
All right,
Figure 4 of those times at $20, that's 80. Another 2 or 3 times at $9, it's 21. That's $100 and something right on one kid. And he really, all he did is he just played on a team back and forth.
all right. All
So,
right,
I mean, it's-
so we'll have to watch that a little bit more.
Yeah.
I do have
My
one last
spare
thing.
time, I'll,
Yeah.
check it out.
I keep getting calls, the U19 kids. They're all seniors in high school. Is there, because we have a U16 division, and now we have a U17, 18. Would that be,
If you did it all as U19s, you'd be fine, but you can't, which means it'll all have to be 18-year-old kids. Problem is, once they turn 18, they're technically adults, and you're putting them to play with,
children?
15, 14-year-olds.
No, it's gonna be,
It would be
it's
17,
U16 is an own division now this year. We've made a U16 division.
Okay.
So it would be 17, we have a U17 division right now, which has 20 players.
U18, U18.
U17, U18 division.
So you know how we used to do the 16s with the 18s?
Yeah.
We've separated
can't-
that now.
Still can't do it.
No, not with U19s because they're 18.
So how are there U19 comp teams? How does that,
Because they're truly,
They're exclusive.
they're 18.
so nobody can play up? That's not true,
Right.
that's not true.
No, you shouldn't be able to. I mean, technically you're not because of those kids. But they wouldn't, I mean, they'd be 18 on January 1st or later. That's when it matters. It's not your,
No, these kids are turning 18 like in December.
yeah.
They're
so
born
not-
2000s.
So they're U18s now.
No, they're 2000, born in 2000,
2000s would
which
be
makes them
U19s.
U19s.
Okay. Yeah, because it's actually 19 U's. I mean, I'm sorry.
Well,
That's such a screwed up thing. Yeah, it's no longer U9, it's
Right,
19 U. I mean,
They haven't changed it, got soccer. I keep trying to write it that way, and everybody keeps putting you, whatever, because got soccer says that.
yeah, no, it's a convoluted process.
so 2000s are 18 and under?
No, they're 19 under.
No, that would be.
Okay.
2000s
There's
are,
2018.
2000s are 19.
Yes, 2019.
So we're done, right? There's nothing.
Let me just let me check one thing on that. I'll check with Rosemary. I'll send her an email.
Because you
Okay.
know those U19 teams, they have kids playing
Yeah, because I
up.
know that's not.
You know, these are a bunch of seniors in high school that
Yeah,
are.
and that wasn't the intention. The intention was to make them be able to play too. This one, the only reason that they don't progress is because of the age. Yeah, let me.
Okay. As soon as you know, because we'd
Yeah,
have to get it out to them and
Yeah,
ASAP, so,
quickly.
thank you.
no problem.
All right, anything else for rec?
Nope.
All right, Sean, do your thing. That's club, they do it now, do it
You know,
now.
Brews Room wants to come in and supply food, and the options that she gave me was either to do box lunches, $5 per box lunch, or do buffet style where it's just a ticket, $5, and then get food. So she was wondering which option we would prefer.
Is that gonna?
I was writing. Say that again, please.
Do you think it
Room.
would be like
Bruiser, I got
less-
Bruiser Room.
Brews Room for Family Fun Day, she wants to set up and she wants to supply food where they can do $5 box lunches, which I think I'm in agreement on, or like a buffet style where you pay $5 for like, say, a ticket, and then you're able to get,
And they're
whatever they
serving
have.
Oh,
everything.
that's more
They'll be
mess.
serving,
Do we
like hot
have,
dogs,
do we have to
burgers, or they'll supply everything.
and we don't have to pre-order anything?
No, I just have to let her know how many people we expect so that they can bring it.
And they're a sponsor, correct?
They're a sponsor, yep.
All right.
I say the
And now is
$5.
that now is that gonna interfere though with anything that we have planned? Weren't we
No, we have
planning on
nothing
do-
planned.
So
And what is
no
it, do we get the
grilling, no nothing?
$5?
We're not doing anything, no.
Or you're saying we pay $5?
I think
box,
it's,
or-
yeah, that's what they're gonna collect for the food.
From the
They're
people.
working, they're running their own program. We have nothing to do with it. They're gonna come out, if I'm correct,
Right,
right?
yeah.
They're gonna come out, set up and say, here it is, and parents wanna buy it, they buy it, and if not, not.
And where does the money go to? Just to them?
It's
But
gonna go to
cover
them,
them.
yeah.
yeah, okay.
And the concession stand's locked tight,
So
we get to go
basically
family
they're
fun
getting
day.
Well,
so basically
exactly.
they're
Then
getting
we
their
don't have to do
sponsor money
anything.
back.
So
hopefully.
No, I'm saying basically they're getting their sponsor money back.
Or they could take a bath if
Nothing
nobody buys
for
anything.
every sub.
I mean, I could talk to her about it and we can like upcharge like $1 or $2 to go toward the club.
No, make it,
No,
to me,
no,
no, make it
just
$5, make
do
it
it.
cheap for the parents so they'll actually buy it.
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, that's how I think.
That's fine. I'm okay with the box thing.
But
As long as
it
it doesn't
doesn't
require
affect-
any work.
It doesn't
from
affect
us.
us either as far as money wise too. So and then we don't have to. Yeah.
So we don't
Sit in
worry
there.
what they sell, how much they sell.
What, the garage sale?
No, the fun day.
Monday's the 8th,
The 8th.
Saturday the 8th.
Safe.
Saturday.
Yeah.
Which is a week before we start, which
Right.
is a nice way for everybody to get to know each other on their team. This actually is gonna work out well, I think.
So that they have no minimum, is that correct?
I don't think so. No.
I'll buy one.
Yeah, I'll definitely buy
Right?
one too.
I might buy 6.
Yeah, no, that sounds good. The box lunch sounds the best though.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
All right, perfect. All right, Sean.
Okay, wow, this meeting took longer.
Yeah,
Adjourn for the rec portion at 7:05 PM.
All in favor?
All right?
Any opposed? Alrighty, call to order competitive program, President's report. Nothing. Treasurer's report.
Well, I have something. Okay, so the checking started at $16,085.17. It ended with $11,663.17.
A lot of sarcasm.
The competitive savings started with $10,009.26, and it ended with a whopping $10,009.77. Woo! Doing the stipends now too. Started at $10,974, ended at $25,974, because we did a transfer of 15 to get our stipend balance of what that's going to be. The budget, shall we say?
Yep.
Because we talked about doing that last month.
Alrighty.
All right. Motion to accept checking account ending balance $11,663.17, savings ending balance $10,009.77, and the stipend account $25,974.
I second that.
All in favor?
Yep.
Any opposed? All right, the the treasurer's report has been accepted and approved for the competitive program. DOC report, and Shinoy, just correct me if I'm wrong. We're adjusting some teams. Instead of having 2 teams in one of the age groups, we're reducing it to the 1. So for U13, it'll be U13 black only, not black and white. The majority of the kids on the white will be put on black. The others will be asked to, maybe go back to rec or go elsewhere, and, we'll support that, whatever. I just want to make sure we're not going to get charged for them.
Only the teams that registered, only the ones that I have confirmation for, they're formally registered or with the charges.
So nobody's formally registered yet?
Can you either come to the mic or repeat what's being said?
Only a couple of teams, like I know the U16 black,
17.
U11s, I think, or U10s. I have the list. I mean, she
Alright,
sent me a list,
alright.
but only the ones that were
Just
confirmed.
don't do
that are set.
anything,
Like the
don't do
U13
anything
girls, I know-
further with the 13 whites, like.
Yeah, no,
formally
nothing was
with
done
us.
because I know they're kind of.
Yeah, all right, I
determining
just
their
wanted to make
roster.
sure on that. All right, that's it. Season's gonna be starting, basically this weekend. I believe, a few of the teams play this weekend. Practice schedules, Fernando has been working on the practice schedules that are gonna be adjusted now that we have, use of Seminole, again, field number 9. I've asked Cheryl, and she was gonna check to see if there's a way that we can get a key to the storage area and utilize one of the little storage areas at Seminole, so that some of the coaches can place their ball bags and some cones in there, so they don't have to keep transporting them all over the place. We are going to have a total of 8 competitive teams. And that's it. Registrar referee report. Shinoy, do you have anything? Palm Beach Soccer League, early registration, early season registration. We just registered, I believe, 5 of the teams, and we have 1 team in the South Florida early season, and we have 2 teams in the Florida State Premier League. Open comments for membership.
No, I have a question, sorry.
All right.
Palm Beach League, do we know when the schedule's coming out?
They said they're gonna be posting them next weekend.
And we-
is it?
And I can send the one payment for all the teams. Is it just gonna be, I see the 6 teams registered for that?
For
Should
Palm
be
Beach League?
5. Should
5.
only be 5, because now we're getting rid of 13 white, so I've withdrawn the 13 white.
I saw 10, 11, 12, 13 black, 13
Wait.
girls, and 16 white.
Oh,
So the girls are
13
doing
13 girls are double dipping, that's fine, then,
Both,
that's fine.
yes.
All right,
You got-
that's
You
fine.
got 5 in Palm Beach League, 2 in the Florida State Premier League, and
Palm Beach League is 6 because the
Six
girls,
now.
the girls play 2. Now, I have a
I
question.
looked to see what was registered on Got Soccer, like what,
If you can, and I may also say something to
Something
them,
because it can be a problem with
explain
the
to
referees' fees.
them with the referee
Two leagues.
fees,
of the girls.
I don't want them to eat all of their referee fees up in the early season if they're gonna be participating in regular season with South Florida. Because we only do the 2 leagues.
Now, let me ask you something. Now, I'm just talking that way, Sean. The Florida State Premier, the club pay for the ref fees?
Yep. That's a league.
Okay.
Actually,
So the youth,
actually, at least with the team that I coach, the club is saving a lot of money because we only have 7 games.
Yeah,
So
thank you,
that's actually,
appreciate that.
and just so you know, in the email I send you with the schedule, you will have the referees fees for the 3 different leagues. Florida State,
yes, yes.
Palm Beach League, and South Florida.
Yep.
Because, the leagues are different prices.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, and that's perfect, so everybody knows what they are.
Can I ask a quick question too? For the ones registered on the South Florida League, do you see that on Got Soccer as, oh, they were registered? You know what I'm saying? Like, cause you can see, oh, they
They
registered,
have nothing to do with that.
It's nothing to do with,
That league is totally independent.
so you can't, you don't see them. Cause I was like, I was looking, I didn't see them registered, so, okay.
No, however, I will be sending you something that, which I noticed with South Florida League, we owe $150 for the U17 team's registration to Got Soccer, and we owe another $150, not Got Soccer, South
For
Florida
the
League.
registration, yeah, cause that's why I was like, I
And
haven't
we-
paid
then we
anything, and I
also-
don't know.
And then we also owe another $150 to South Florida League for, our club registering as an affiliate with their league. So there's $300 outstanding that they're gonna be waiting to be paid for.
Helps if they said, tell the treasurer these things.
Yeah, yeah, so I
Might
will,
get paid
I will,
faster.
the only reason I saw it is because I jumped on and saw if we owed any
Is that
money.
supposed to be SFL? or
SFU.
South Florida United.
South Florida United, okay.
Open comments, none, all right, unfinished business, all righty, foreign-born players and all, something changed, correct? Where this shouldn't affect us anymore. I'm under the, now, let me first say how I perceive this to be. If you are a DA program or any program that is affiliated with a professional club, so like you've got these, the PSG or the ones that want to be with Bayern Munich or that where they have that affiliation going. The club and every single person in that club has to go through that foreign-born process.
That's correct. Obviously, if
Okay.
you're born here, it's
Yes,
Nolan.
yes. For people not affiliated with something like that, which would be us, the foreign-born stuff no longer applies?
no, it still applies. It's just not as
complicated.
complicated. Yeah. So
Meaning they don't care, basically. They're not gonna monitor it.
it's essentially all monitored. I shouldn't say that, but there's less scrutiny or complications. A lot less layers that you have to go through to get it approved.
Because I still, to this day, don't even know our layers. I am so lost with this foreign-born stuff. And maybe I need to involve myself a little bit more in it.
No, because
Yeah.
it's very complicated. It's a very complicated process that
Is it still a 4-month process?
shouldn't be that long for you guys anymore.
That's what I'm saying. I don't believe it's going to be like one of these long processes unless you're affiliated with one of these professional.
Yes. Because the professionals are basically going to go all the way up to FIFA. Literally, it literally goes through the chain all the way up and then all the way back
So
down.
now by them saying, like a DA program or whatever, the nonsense you want to call it. So if, for example, a club has one age group that has DA, the entire club is affected,
Yes, it's,
not just that age group.
yep, it's the entire club. Once you have that professional
No,
association.
and I'm, and it's like, you know, so something really has to be done, and I've been saying this for a while, that we are following all the rules. We've got kids that register with us in July, they don't even step foot on the field until February because of this process. And half of the teams that we play against, the players on the team don't speak a lick of English. And yet please don't insult my intelligence telling me that these kids were born in the US and have gone through this process.
All I'm saying is, if you guys suspect it, you would have to file charges. That's the only way, I mean, there's no way that any organization can police that 100%.
So then why have the rule?
It's for the matter of FIFA and the matter of, listen, we're playing.
I mean, if the police aren't gonna ticket people for speeding, everybody's gonna
It's
speed.
not that they don't, they do catch people and they do have eliminations, I could tell you.
But that's part of what they do.
Here's what I'm getting-
They get up in the morning and say, let's go out and write 30 tickets today. All right, maybe
Using the
FYSA should, yeah, but maybe FYSA should say, let's start off down south in Miami. And let's
Do an
nail
audit.
5 clubs today.
All right, there, Trump. Here's the deal. I'm going to tell you this. I can tell you last year at the round of four, I got a call. Well, I didn't get the call directly, but it essentially came down to me. State Cup round of 4. I had to eliminate one of the GPS teams from Fort Myers because they had an issue with their thing, and it was brought to my attention. I looked it up, and there was a conflict. And so, and I'll tell you, the team, the group that complained and that filed the charges knew exactly what they were doing because they had months to do this. They let that team go to round of 4, drive to Auburndale. Wow. And say, hey, I'm sorry, you're
I
eliminated.
love competitive soccer.
So it does happen, it's my thing. You know, we've had a couple of affiliation challenges in the AGM this year, and so it does happen. People lose their affiliation there. The problem is, one, we're not allowed to bring up charges unless it directly involves us, and since we're not on the board. So it's up to each club, and at the end of the day, nobody wants to really
You guys,
upset the apple cart that much.
you guys don't have a list of players they apply for that kind of issues in every club?
I don't have that. I mean, there is really no list per se.
But maybe I'm oversimplifying this. All right, I'm sitting at the FY, and believe me, I know the FYSA guys. They bust their butts. They're mad respect for these guys. Maybe it's not as simple as I think. All right, I go on the computer. Everybody has official FYSA rosters. They're all in GOT Soccer. You can see them. How much work would it be to pull up a team's roster, go through, make sure everybody's birth verified, which means their birth certificate is going to have to be attached. Okay, flag, there's no birth certificate, or it's not from this country. Did they go through the process? If their birth certificate isn't from the country, did they go through the process?
Here's the deal. I can tell you right now, staff does not have the time to do that because they have a hard enough time keeping up with just the people who are going through the registration process. You know, like when you guys, I'm just saying.
I know, but set aside staff. Let's bring in 2 or 3 people. This is what you do. This is your job. Here we're gonna budget to bring these people in or whatever it is, and this is. I mean, it sounds simple. If you have uploaded a foreign birth certificate, okay, did they do the process? Did they go through the paperwork?
Like I said, it's a matter of is the drive there to hire staff to do that? I mean, that's realistic because it isn't going to be me. I can tell you
Well, I
that
think-
as a volunteer. I don't have the time to do that. And you'd have to be completely randomized if you're going to audit it. Okay. It just has to be randomized because you can't really
But you know-
isolate one group or the other. You can't say, hey, the group in Miami or the group in Pensacola. You just can't do it. It has to be a random process. If you're-
Start with A and go to Z. You knock them out. I mean, you've got 10 months to knock off the affiliates in the
He's not-
state.
he-
No, not you.
I
I'm
know, so
just
you're
saying
talking to
this
the
is.
wrong guy is what I'm trying to
Here's
say.
the deal. I can tell you,
How long will it
next
be?
year,
No.
and Amy sat in, I know Amy was there for the voting process. It went relatively fast this year.
Not too bad.
Not too, relatively fast compared, because a lot of things got withdrawn from, they proposed that at the AGM and, you know,
So the majority of the, but here, and that's
And
just a
it'll
separate
direct-
thing. The majority of voting appears, the majority of the time that was spent voting at the AGM was based on clubs' personal agendas with individual members.
It always
That's
is.
all, that's
Always
crazy.
is.
always is. I mean, I'm not gonna, I can't sugarcoat it for you. I mean, that's the way it is. Listen, we had decisions made at this year's AGM that were, I don't want to say illegal, but there's certainly some legal challenges to it that are gonna come through. There was a legal challenge to one, and unfortunately, because of the legal agreement, it was classified, for lack of a better term.
But how can you deny somebody an opportunity to pursue something based on what somebody may or may not perceive, whether there be a conflict or not, when everybody's going to perceive it differently, whatever your personal history is with that? That's crazy. See, to me, that is a legal issue.
Like I
Because you're denying somebody an opportunity to pursue something, but.
There's so many different things, like I said. It's just, it's an organization, it's ran by,
No, and
I don't even know how many members we have now, but.
now let me ask you something, Shinoy. So the kids that you check it out last season and they get approved, you don't need to do the process again. So it's every year new kids.
Yep.
So find a 4-year-old and get his birth certificate, and you'll be set by the
No,
time
no,
he's,
but you-
by the
Yeah,
time he's
but-
U9.
Yeah, but we'll.
have that many
but
kids
we'll
every
do-
season.
We'll do
Look,
all the,
we're
we'll
not
do
fixing this.
I know, but we'll do all the work. Then they'll go somewhere else, and somebody else has inherited a foreign-born player.
Then we
without doing
hobble him
any work.
before he leaves.
Yeah, we maim them.
Hobbling sounds nicer.
Listen, I think the whole international clearance process, unless you're going to the pros, it's kind of ridiculous, but,
Alrighty.
Yeah, I've seen the USA
My-
soccer team, and half those guys don't speak English.
yeah.
They're all German, and yeah. But anyway,
All right, that's it. We're good. Thank you, Shinoy.
Shinoy,
Thank you for listening to us vent.
not us.
question.
Me.
I will send you tonight the referee for Saturday. One of the teams asked me for friendly, one referee. Can we, when you have chance, can we go over every division? How much can cost for a friendlies?
Okay, that's fine. I mean,
I want to be sure, you know.
do it on the record, I mean.
No, that's just.
No. Just asking because they're asking me. I need to ask you anyways later.
All right, moving forward. Unfinished business, stipend budget.
I do have something to talk about that, with the stipend budget. And I think we got to look at it. Amy and I looked at it and put it together. And we got to go back through how we do it. When the common bills to the club go through the rec checking account, okay? At the end of the year, then we bill the competitive portion, if you will, $100 per player, okay? I think that's a little high now because that number was based on a lower number of kids. And now we ended up with, what, a $10,000 profit on the rec side this year? So, I mean, I think we're taking too much money with that, with the number of kids in the competitive. Not taking $100 a kid anymore, we should probably take 75. And that would leave more money in the competitive account. Uh-oh.
This is just information that, it's out there, but you guys are probably not aware of it. There's been some, U.S. youth soccer has a negative budget. They essentially get their money from us, from every single player that registered, it funnels up. And their budget is so far in the hole, I mean, we're talking millions of dollars. They're proposing one of these rapid rate hikes per player, especially the competitive players, and to the point where it's going to be a significant rate hike for everyone. They didn't approve their budget in August like they normally do because it pretty much sent everybody into a tizzy when they got it. So they said they weren't prepared to approve their budget like they normally do. So that budget's gonna be approved in November, I think is the next meeting, November, December, when US Youth has their meeting. I would kind of hold still on, because you may not know what that bill is gonna be coming next year. And it's not gonna be from, it's gonna come through FYSA, but it's gonna be something that they're gonna have to push through, because FYSA can't, I know for a fact they can't absorb all the cost. And it's a significant amount of money to, it may impact, so I would just hold off on whatever reserves you got or whatever, because somebody's gonna have to, it's gonna be hard for you to go to the players and say, hey, yeah, now it's automatically $200 more to play. Somebody's gonna be eating the cost somewhere along the line, and more than likely the clubs are, so whatever you have in reserves and stuff like that.
Well, I wasn't talking about the reserves. I'm saying what we said.
No,
is-
what I'm saying is whatever clubs in general, have in reserves, they may wanna not necessarily go out and buy the Lamborghini this year, wait till next year.
Oh,
Just saying.
think?
And like,
I think we spend it now and quit at the end of the year. That's what I think. It's not my problem.
The no to the golf cart, Mal. No golf cart.
No golf cart.
so, just one of those things you guys may wanna.
Okay.
Before you change your numbers or anything like, because I remember years back, I was the one who worked on.
Yeah, you guys, yeah, no, we started on your number. That's the one you and Dave put together.
Yeah, so,
It was 150
yeah.
per kid, and then we knocked it down to 100 because of the DOC, you know. No, that, to be fair,
It was a savings, it was a savings, yes.
yeah. But we just basically saved $10,000 in the rec side.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I don't necessarily, I mean, you guys, it's whatever you guys think is right, but I'm telling you, I can see next year where that $9 per player that you're playing a registered player may go up to $20 for rec. So, which impacts your number, you
Yeah.
know, and it's just a streamlined process, so I would kind of
Okay.
hold up on that, my opinion.
Okay. Thank you.
Alrighty. If you want to finish what you were saying there, Sean.
I'm just saying we should, from the competitive, when the competitive pays for the, you know, their, what's the word for it? When they kick in their money towards the common bills, when they reimburse recreation, it should be only $75 a kid and not 100. Since we, like I said, we saved $10,000 in the rec portion, the rec side, whereas competitive, basically, we spend everything.
I mean, we can try it this year, and then if, you know, something happens, we have to start dipping savings, then we go back.
Well, I mean,
You
rec
know.
is solid. I mean, even if it goes up to
Yeah.
$20 a kid, we could take that hit for a couple, we got 40,000 in savings.
Yeah,
So I'm not really worried about rec at all.
yeah.
All right, we'll think about it, I guess.
Especially with
alright.
competitive and sometimes not collecting money and such.
Well, yeah, that's another,
Well, and I'd like to say that
Managers.
our rec savings is the way it is because I no longer have tolerance for late registration.
yeah.
Alrighty, new business, village field fees. Amy, I wanted to make sure you did a checkout for 8, right?
Yep.
Okay. Practice schedules, we discussed, Fernando's gonna be submitting something, he's gonna just, double check on a time with one of the coaches, and, that should be set, and people will be bouncing unfortunately, between, Seminole and Cats, because of, the unavailability of Seminole on Wednesdays for us, and also the short period of time with which we have Seminole on Tuesdays and Thursdays makes it very difficult to maneuver teams around.
As long as the 16 white is on Cats. Golden.
He's not gonna be in Cats. Sorry. Seminole.
Playing Royal Palm Boulevard.
Yeah.
He can drive.
I got him thinking.
He's driving.
That's Fernando's thing. I don't want to be bothered with any of that.
All right, motion to adjourn
Yeah.
at 7:30.
Gardens.
All in favor? Any opposed? Alrighty, we're done. 7:30.